Welcome to the first video on factors and products. To begin, we're just going to go over a few of the key terms that you're going to need to know. So what are factors? So factors are just numbers that we can multiply together to get another number. A couple examples of factors of 12 would be 4 and 3, because 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Those aren't the only factors of 12, but they are just an example. So therefore 4 and 3 would be factors of 12. Next up we have prime numbers. So prime numbers, or a prime number, is a whole number with exactly two factors, 1 and itself. So as an example, 7 is a prime number. The only two numbers that multiply to give 7 are 7 and 1. Next up we have a composite number. So a composite number are all the other whole numbers. So whole numbers with 3 or more factors. So for example, we could pick, let's say, 6. So 6 has more than 2 factors. So it's got 1 and 6. 1 times 6 is 6, and it also has 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. So a composite, this number 6 has four factors. So next up we have prime factorization. So prime factorization is when we write a number as a product of its prime factors. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that on the next slide here. So we're just going to pick any number, and then we're going to divide it up, break it down using a factor tree into its prime factors, and then we just write those prime factors as a product, and that represents the prime factorization of that number. Just an additional note here, we're only considering natural numbers as factors. So here we are. Write the prime factorization of 3300. There's more than one way to do this. It just depends on the factors that you choose. So to start out, we are just looking for two numbers that multiply to give 3300. So two factors. We're looking for two factors of 3300. I'm going to choose 33 and 100. And then we just take each of those numbers and we break each one of those down as far as we can go until all we're left with are factors that are prime numbers. So 33 is equal to 3 times 11. And 3 is a prime number and 11 is a prime number. So we've gone as far as we can go over here. So I'm just going to circle those. Okay, then we can go over to 100. So 100 is the same thing as 50 multiplied by 2. The 2 is now prime, so we can circle that. The 2 is done. The 50 we can break down into 25 times 2. So 2 is prime, so that's now finished. And then 25 we know is equal to 5 times 5. And so we're left with all of the prime factors at the end. So we're not quite finished yet. So these are the prime factors of 3300, but in order to write the prime factorization, we have to write the product of these factors. So we can say that 3300 is equal to, well, we have a prime factor of 2, and there's 2 of those 2's. So I'm going to write 2 squared. Then the next factor we have is 3. I'm going to multiply that by 3. There's only one of them. And next we have 5, and there's 2 5's. So we can write multiplied by 5 squared. And then finally, we have 111. And we're finished. So the prime factorization of 3300 is just equal to 2 squared multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 squared multiplied by 11. And you can double check at the end. Those prime factors need to multiply to give what you started with.